Anthony Shackelford. I'm the Director of the Prevention Program for the Osage Nation. I'm here this morning with Daisy Spicer. Daisy is our Activities Coordinator for the Prevention Program. We're here to talk to you this morning about an activity that we're doing across the Osage Reservation and across some states through the United States as well that has to do with the Grow Gather Hunt Camp. I'm going to turn it over to Daisy at this moment. Daisy?
Thank you, Anthony. Hello, campers. I hope that you're doing well wherever you're finding this video. I hope that you are enjoying the Grow Gather Hunt Camp up to this point. I hope that you have received all of your materials. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a tie-dye activity instructional video. And what I love about tie-dye shirts is that they're all different. None of them are exactly the same. Kind of like us as human beings. None of us are exactly the same. We have a lot of differences, and that's okay. That's a good thing. The prevention program wants to encourage you to realize that your differences are what make you unique and strong and special. And we want to celebrate that. We love that. And so we hope that you enjoy this tie-dye activity with your whole family. And we will get started with those instructions right now.
Before we get started with our project, we're covering the table with a plastic tablecloth, which is included in your kit. The dye can be messy and will dye everything it touches. We recommend wearing old clothes, and you may even want to consider setting up your work area outside if you're able and it's not too hot out. Start by laying a dry shirt out flat, smoothing out as many wrinkles as you can. This will make it easier for the next step of drawing the rainbow outline. For the outline, we're using a regular washable marker, so no need to buy fancy fabric markers. This isn't included in your kit, but hopefully you already have one on hand. Start at the bottom hem of the shirt, just a little left of center, and draw an arc across to the right side of the shirt, about halfway up to the arm. This will be the bottom of your rainbow design. Next, we'll draw the top arc. Start at the left side of the shirt, a little above halfway up from the bottom, drawing the arc across to the right side, with an end point at about half of the right sleeve. With the rainbow outline completed, it's time to start gathering the material. Start on the left-hand side and fan fold the material at the top line, rotating the shirt slightly so that the arc lines up to form a fairly straight line. Don't worry if it's not perfectly straight. You can straighten it up a bit after you finish folding. Plus, it will still look great if it's not lined up exactly right. Wrap a rubber band securely across the line mark. Repeat the same process for the bottom arc. Next, we'll wrap rubber bands to make sections for different colors of the rainbow. Each section will be a different color. I prefer to make the sections about the same size, but you could do yours differently if you'd like. We're putting enough rubber bands to have 4 different colors in the rainbow. We're getting the shirt wet to help the dye to soak in a little easier. Make sure that your shirt is completely wet and wring out the excess water. The last prep step is to mix the dye. For this part, closely follow the instruction sheet in the tie-dye package that is included in your kit. Now it's time to add some color to your shirt. You can be as creative as you'd like or stick to the typical rainbow color pattern. Make sure that you cover each section with plenty of dye, allowing it to soak into the folds of the fabric. Keep in mind that as you're dyeing your shirt, your gloves and the tablecloth will be getting dye on them also, and it's easy to transfer that to your shirt. A little of this is okay, but if you get too much dye on your gloves and the tablecloth, you may want to use a clean paper towel to wipe off some of the extra dye. Oops! This shows how messy the dye can be. Be careful when tipping the bottles of dye over to hopefully avoid this mishap. After applying the dye on the first side, carefully flip the shirt over and apply more on the other side as needed. The design we got this idea from showed the rainbow on a white shirt, but we found that it was nearly impossible to keep the dye from getting on the white parts. So we're dyeing the rest of the shirt blue to look like the sky. Since we're going for a sky effect, we're not completely covering the white part with blue dye, so we'll have a cloudy look. Now that the dye is on, it's time to cure it. Carefully place the shirt in a Ziploc bag in a horseshoe shape so that the dyed parts aren't touching. Now, just let it set for at least a day or so. We left ours in the bag for 3 nights. I think the waiting is the hardest part of the whole process. I'm always so excited to see how my design turns out. Finally, the shirt needs to be rinsed out by hand. Be sure to rinse out as much dye as possible. Keep in mind that this part can be very messy too. After it's rinsed, it'll need to be washed in a washing machine. A lot of dye will run out of the shirt in the wash, so it's best to wash the shirt by itself. That's how you make a rainbow tie-dye shirt.
We hope you guys have enjoyed this activity. We look forward to seeing your finished results. Here's ours. You can see our cloudy skies, our rainbow and cloudy skies again. So be sure and tag us on Facebook and have a great rest of your summer. We'll see you next year.